got two fantastic mushroom recipes that I think the guys are really going to love. I've got this beautiful selection of wild mushrooms here. I've got some Pierre Bleu, right, and you can get all these in sort of like markets and some good supermarkets these days. And admittedly, they're a little bit more pricey than your average sort of like portobello mushroom or button mushroom or shiitake and stuff. But you only have to get a little bit and mix it with the old sort of cheaper stuff, and it makes it really, really tasty. So these are called chanterelle. These are called trumpet d'amour, which means trumpet of death, which doesn't sound very promising, but they're all right, don't worry, trust me. Right, and we've got some girolles here. These can be cooked whole, and sometimes they have their stalk on, and you can just rip it off. These ones, these black ones here, which are the trumpet d'amour, you can just rip in half and give a little bash. You can wash them, but to be honest, nothing sort of really sticks to them. It's sort of a, you know, it's best just to brush them off with sort of like a pastry brush or something like that. Right, these ones we just want to slice in half, or you can even rip up if you want to like that, just to make them a little bit smaller. Now I've got a really hot pan over here, and I think the trick to cooking any mushrooms, no matter whether they're cheap and cheerful or these sort of nice wild ones, is that you need to get a really hot pan. So let's just plonk this in here. These girolles here, they can just be sliced in half, quarter. There you go, just tear them up a little bit. Lovely, so we get them in there. Right, now what I want to do, hot pan, want to get about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, or just sort of vegetable oil, and put all of these mushrooms in. Now, that's quite a lot of mushrooms, but they're going to cook down and sort of reduce in sort of size, but you want to get a hot pan, otherwise they'll just boil and they'll be really boring. So give them a little toss. At this point, while it's getting some nice colour, give it a good pinch of pepper, a good pinch of salt, and that kind of, at least when you get a bit of salt and pepper in there, it's going to sort of like get the taste in there from right from the start. Now I want some garlic. You want about 3 cloves of garlic. Give it a little peel. And garlic and mushrooms, mate, they just go together really, really well. And they're pretty much best friends, really. Just pop that in the pan, right in the corner. Give it a little toss like this. Lovely. What I want to do is get some tagliatelle cooking now, because the thing is, the lovely thing about this is it can all cook in about 5 or 6 minutes, which is nice and quick. I want to put some salt into your water, otherwise the pasta will taste horrible. And you want about 100 grams of pasta per person. Cook it until it's nice and sort of al dente. That will take about 4 minutes, I reckon. So, right, now these mushrooms are nearly cooked. I need a couple more minutes. The key is to add a little bit of butter right at the end. If you put the butter in at the start, the butter will kind of go brown, it'll kind of go a bit sort of sweet and nutty and horrible. And the key is to put it right in at the end and it will taste lovely. So you want about that much butter, about 2 tablespoons of butter, and sort of chop it up like that. Now I want some parsley. You could use like basil or sort of marjoram or different herbs, but I think, you know, especially when you're vegetarian, you need to like get your flavour up, you need to use spices, herbs, you know, it's kind of, you don't want bland food just because you don't eat meat and fish. So we have a nice little bit of parsley. There's a nice little load there. You need a lemon, half a lemon. You won't even need that. Just the smallest little squeeze of lemon just gives it that little edge, which is really nice. That's perfect now. So I'm going to turn it off. No more cooking. I'm going to get my butter and just plop it in and let that melt without any gas underneath it at all. And then get your parsley. That can all go in. Just leave a little bit to put on top maybe. Just give it a tiny, like half a teaspoon of lemon juice. And I promise you that'll make all the difference. So you can toss that over. Now if you notice now, because you put the butter in and the herbs and the lemon juice right at the end, it almost like gives the mushrooms a really beautiful sheen. Like, mate, it'll be really tasty. And also, you're not cooking the life out of all the beautiful herbs, yeah? So it's nice and fresh, yeah? So you've got that. What do we need? Bit of parmesan. There we go. So you want about 2 handfuls of parmesan, just small ones. Nice fresh stuff. So that's lovely. Now, we can get that. Put that in here, and again, you can put the cheese in now because it's not got any heat underneath, so it's not going to go horrible. And the pasta should be pretty much perfect. Let's have a little look. Beautiful. Let's have a little taste. That's pretty much perfect. So get that in here. Now don't worry about draining the pasta. You can if you want, but basically you want a little bit of water to come with the pasta. If you just put the pasta in dry, it's going to be horrible and dry. If you bring a little bit of water along with it, the butter, all that lovely mushroom flavour, the herbs, are going to make a really shiny, sort of like juicy little sauce, which is what you want. And that's why in Italy, you know, they bring sort of a little of the cooking water like this, look, just cooking water, right? They bring that with it, and that's why your pasta's always lovely and sort of juicy and never dry. So give a little bit of that. Now just toss it over, like this. Right, and notice it's, look at that beautiful shiny sauce, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that, you see how shiny it is? And there's a little bit of juice at the bottom. There's a little bit more. And we'll plate up. That's a lovely little simple pasta. And give it a bit of that. Really, really tasty. Look at that. Beautiful, we'll all tuck into that. And then notice here, like you can see all the juice at the end, and that, if you've got that much juice in the bottom of your pan, right, you know it's not going to stick together and go horrible. So, there we go. A little bit of chopped parsley, a little bit of parmesan, and that is a fantastic little pasta dish. There you go, mate. Right, next one.